afternoon, students. In continuation with the last class on resource balancing, we will see a second problem in resource smoothing. Okay. So before we go to the problem, we'll see a review of what we have done in the last class. We saw that resource balancing is a very important and inevitable technique in order to avoid wastage of resource due to idling, or in order to prevent delay in projects due to non-availability of resources. So in order to cater to these two aspects, we have to go for balancing of resources to have more or less uniform demand throughout the project. Okay, and we saw two techniques last class. One was resource smoothing and the second one was resource leveling. Resource smoothing basically use the concept of the floats of non-critical activities. So wherever there are peak zones in the resource usage profile, in the peak zones, the non-critical activities are identified and they are shifted to the non-peak zones through their float values, and critical activities are not disturbed, and therefore there is no alteration to the project duration. Okay, the project duration remains the same. So here in resource smoothing, we assume that the project is having plenty of resources throughout the project. Okay, so that is resource smoothing. Resource leveling uses a constraint in the project, that is constraint on availability of resources. Okay, so we take that into consideration and go for balancing of resources. So first we will resort to resource smoothing only, where we use float of non-critical activities, and in case that is not literally going to cater to seeing the condition of total demand on each day being less than or equal to total availability, we have to go for extending the critical activity, and therefore the project duration can be extended. Okay, so that is resource leveling. Resource smoothing is a very simple technique where we only use the float of non-critical activities and identify those in the peak zones and shift them to the non-peak zone. So the concept of random picking and balancing is in the resource smoothing technique. Okay, so we have already seen one problem. Now let us go and see another problem today. Now here I'll read the problem. Conduct balancing of resources so as to have uniform demand throughout the project. Now for balancing you need three data: activity, its detail using event numbers have been given, then the duration of the project, and one resource has been given here, which is Mason first class, which is required per day. So as you can see, activity 1-2 requires 10 men for 3 days. Each day it requires 10 men. Activity 1-3 is going to be done for 2 days, and each day it will require 4 men. Activity 2-3 will be done for 2 days, and each day it requires 4 men, and so on. So this is the data given to us in the problem. Now we'll go and see the solution. So how do we start with the problem? We will start by conducting the CPM analysis using the activity relationship and duration. So as usual, this is the basic step. So we go and conduct the CPM analysis. So when you conduct the CPM analysis, we are able to see that the critical path is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5 with a duration of 11 days. Okay. So after finding out this, we also find out what are the floats, the total float of non-critical activities. So 1-3 is non-critical with a total float of 3 days. 2-4 is non-critical with a total float of 1 day. Now with this, we go and prepare the square network. So this is the square network that has been drawn. Now in the square network, what we will do, we will introduce the resources which are given in the problem. So as you can see from the previous step, 1-2 has got 10 men for 3 days. Each day it will take 10 men. 1-3 requires 4 men for 2 days. Likewise, so that resource we are introducing next to the duration. So the critical path is here, and as you can see, 1-2 has 3 days duration. Each day it will take 10 men. 2-3 has 2 days duration. Each day it will take 4 men, and so on. So this is how we draw. And the non-critical path, it has a total float of 3 days for activity 1-3, and 2-4 has 1 day. So that is what we have reflected from here. Now what do? We go and find out what is the total Mason requirement per day. For each day, what is the total Mason requirement? How do we do that? For each day, we move vertically and see which are the activities being done in parallel and add up the manpower requirement for each of the activities. So doing so, what do we get? First day, we see that activity 1, 2 and 1, 3 are being done in parallel. This is for 2 days. Okay. So their total demand is 4 plus 10, 14. So the second day also it is the same scenario. So 14 is the requirement. Now on the third day, second day actually 1, 3 gets completed. On the third day, you have only 1, 2 being done as a in progress activity. So its demand is 10. Then on the fourth day, what happens? We have 2, 3 and 2, 4 in parallel. So their demand, if you see, it is 4 plus 2, 6. So that is what is written here. The same condition exists for one more day. So on the third and fourth and fifth day, we have this condition and it is 6 men required totally for these 2 days. Now on the sixth day, this is our sixth day, we find that this 2, 3 gets completed on the fifth day itself. On the sixth day, this is the sixth day. Sixth day, 3, 4 and 2, 4 will be done in parallel. Their total demand will be 3 plus 2, which is 5. So the same condition comes for next day also. So you can also horizontally find out what is the total duration along each of the paths. For example, if you see 1, 2, 4 path, it is having a duration of 3 plus 4, 7. So up to the seventh day, this 2, 4 and 3, 4 will be in parallel. Okay. So this is 3 plus 2, 5. So on the fifth, sixth and seventh day, 5 men are being utilized. Then on the eighth day, this is our eighth day. Eighth day, we have only 3, 4 being done. Its demand is 3 men. So we are writing it here. And on the eighth day, this activity gets completed. Then 9, 10, 11, these 3 days, only 4, 5 is going to be done and its demand is 2. So I've written 2, 2, 2 here. So this is how we calculate the total mason requirement by introducing manpower along the square network and aggregating the manpower, adding up the manpower vertically for each of the days. So this is how we get this. Now once this is ready, we can go and prepare the resource usage histogram. So this is our resource usage histogram, as you can see. Okay, so how have we done it? Okay. As you can see, we have plotted it against time and total mason required per day. So the maximum demand, if you see, it is 14. The minimum demand is 2. So there is a highly non-uniform demand. Okay, so that we are plotting it over here. For each day, we are calculating, and that from this box, we are just introducing this. So first 2 days, it is 14. Then on the third day, it is 10. Then on the fourth and fifth day, it is 6. Then sixth and seventh day, it is 5. Then on the eighth day, it is 3. And the last 3 days, it is 2. So this is how the trend of the resource usage profile is. So there is a highly non-uniform demand. Whether we cannot, literally use 14 men as a maximum demand throughout the project. If you do that, most of the period it will be idling, wastage will be happening. Or if you use minimum demand and go for proceeding with the project, there also the risk of delaying in the project because of non-availability of sufficient resource can happen. So therefore, we have to go for resource smoothing technique here. Okay. So what is that we are doing here? So from the resource usage histogram, the total demand per day for mason first class is highly non-uniform. Hence, it has to be balanced. So now let us calculate what is the percentage utilization of resource or percentage wastage of resource by taking the total peak demand as a permanent resource throughout the project. Okay, by assuming the peak demand to be throughout the project, let us find out what is the percentage wastage. So how do we calculate that? So taking 14 into 11 days as the total manpower requirement or manpower availability, we find out what is the wastage on each day. So first 2 days, there is no wastage. All the 14 men will be utilized. On the second day, there will be a wastage of 4 men for on the third days, or rather 4 men for 1 day. Then it will be 8 men for 6 days. It goes on like this. So that is what we are calculating here. 0 into 2 plus 4 into 1 plus 8 into 2 plus 9 into 2 plus 11 into 2 into 12 into 3. So this is how we calculate the wastage of resource by taking the maximum demand or the peak demand into picture. This divided by the total manpower availability is 14 into 11 days duration. So this is so many man days which are available if I take peak demand as the actual availability. That multiplied by 100 will give you percentage wastage as 55.2%. So this has to be gone for balancing of resources. Okay, we'll stop here.